Hey, sports fans, what's going on out there in Cowboy land? Just want to check in again. It's still Sunday night. Sitting down, doing some thinking, doing some reading, trying to see what's going on with these Cowboys. And first of all, let me say thanks for joining in. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit the like button. Check out my videos. A lot of good content. It's not just about Cowboys. It's about Redskins, Giants, Eagles. But we are primarily a Cowboy channel. But we keep you abreast of what's going on in the NFC East, the great NFC East. I am predominantly a Cowboy fan, 100% for 50 years. My name is Will. This is the Will Power Show. Check us out. Subscribe. We'll be in Detroit this Thursday. The draft's in 4 or 5 days. We'll be in Detroit to get as much info, much content as we can get. And let's get right into this. And just thanks for joining. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for hitting that button and check me out. I want to get into this. I want to talk about this because I keep reading about they want to replace Dak. I don't think the Cowboys really want to replace Dak. I know they went out and they got Trey Lance, which no one understands. I mean, it was probably a decent insurance move for a 4th round pick from the Niners. And I think that Jerry took a risk not knowing what he would get out of Dak Prescott this year because of the year before he had the many interceptions, that many interceptions in 1 year, which I believe was, 17. But in any event, I want to get into this because they got Trey Lance for a 4th round pick. And we don't know much about Trey Lance. We don't know much about him except for he was a 4th round pick for the 49ers. They garnered up 2 or 3 first round picks, moved up to get him. So you would think they did a lot of research. They did their due diligence to find out anything they can find out about Mr. Lance. All right. We all know he went to North Dakota State. He started in 2018. He was redshirted that year, as a matter of fact. He was redshirted in 2018. In 2019, he was named the starter for North Dakota, the starter. And he had a pretty good season. Let's face it, he had a pretty good season. He played 16 games. He went 16-0. All right, 15 was regular season. The one with the championship, I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe that's correct. He had a 16-0 record. He had a pretty good season. He was 192 for 287 with a completion percentage of 66%, 66.9 to be exact. This is in 2019. This is Trey Lance. So this is what the Niners actually saw. Let me move on. So that same year, he passed for 2,786 yards, 9.7 average, 28 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yes, I said it. 0 interceptions in 16 games. That's Trey Lance, Mr. Lance. He had 1,100 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns with a 6.5 yard average running the ball in 2019. This is his first year really starting. All right, his first year he did get redshirted, and he played 2 games. Then he got redshirted that first year. 2019, 16-0. He won the Walter Payton Award. Yes, he did. So Trey Lance was definitely a juggernaut. He was a powerhouse. He was a good-looking football player. There's nothing he did not lack. He had all the prerequisites of a great NFL player, quarterback, in the coming future. I will give him that. Fast forward to 2020. 2020, we had COVID. He only played a couple games, and then the season pretty much was over. That year, he didn't play a lot. 2 games. And he decided he was going to declare for the NFL draft, which is not a problem. So all in all, during those 3 years, he played 19 games. Trey Lance played 19 college football games. And he had a 17-0 record. Actually, he started 17 games and he had a 17-0 record in his college career. I didn't even know that. I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that's 17-0. 16 in 2019, and he played 2020. He had one game in which he won. So that's pretty interesting that he was 17-0 during that time frame. 17-0. In his career, he was 208 for 318, 2947 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, and 1 interception. This is Trey Lance in his college career. 30 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,300 yards rushing, and 6.9 yard average, and 18 touchdowns. That's a pretty good career, people. Let's be honest. That's a pretty stellar career for a college quarterback. That's got to be one of the best that we've ever seen. It just has to be. I don't know. I haven't researched it. But going 17-0, having 30 touchdowns and 1 interception, 1,300 yards rushing, 18 touchdowns, that's a pretty good career as a college quarterback. So I can see why the Niners would have said, we got to go get that dude. We got to give up 2 or 3 number ones. We got Garoppolo's not looking too good. We got to take a chance and go get this dude. And they went and got the dude and then traded him to the Dallas Cowboys for a 4th round pick. A 4th round pick. In any event, after all of that happened, the Cowboys get him. Well, no, first, let's go back to when he played for the 49ers. When he played for the 49ers, he didn't play much at all either. I believe he played 8 games. He played in 21 and in 22. He played 8 games. He was 56 for 102 with 797 yards passing. Those are the 2 years he played for the Niners. 2 years, all right? I didn't even break it down to 1 year because it's so inconsequential that it wouldn't even make any sense to even bring it up. But within 2 years, he played 8 games, 56 completions, 102 attempts. All right, with an 84 rating, which is not bad. 84 rating. It's not bad from a scale of 1 to 100. 1 being the worst, 100 being the best. All right. He also rushed for 235 yards in those 2 seasons with the 49ers. He rushed for, 235 yards during those 2 years. So his stats didn't look too good for the Niners. He only played 8 games. In 2021, he played 6. And in 2022, he played 2. So this is what we have from Trey Lance. He had a great college career. Great college career. Probably one of the best ever. Probably one of the best ever. He goes to the pros. He plays 2 years. He plays 8 games his first 2 years with the Niners. They lose total faith in him. Forget the 2 or 3 draft picks that we chose. We decided to spend on him. And they gave him to the Cowboys for a 4th round pick. But then, of course, the Niners get very lucky. They go out and get a quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant. We all know the story. We won't go into that. In any event, I just want to say, are we sure that Trey Lance is the answer? Are we sure? I'm not too sure. This is not North Dakota State. This ain't college football. We know in college football, he was great. He was good. He was one of the best. He probably should have won the Heisman that year with those kind of numbers. I think that he will be a good quarterback one day. I think he may be a good quarterback one day. I'm just not too sure it'll be with the Dallas Cowboys because I think the Cowboys will re-sign Dak, and I think the Cowboys, with their decision-making, will end up trading Trey Lance. I hope that's not the case. I hope he stays around and becomes a backup at least. At least we have a viable backup because I don't trust Cooper Rush. I do not trust him at all. He looked good 2 years ago when he backed up Dak, but I don't trust him. I just want to get your thoughts on that. Put it in the comment section. I'm gonna reiterate, the guy had a great college career, and he had an average NFL career, I guess, playing only 8 games with an 84 rating, 54% completion percentage. I don't know if that's average or below average. I can just tell you that, you got a 4th round pick. The Cowboys got a 4th round pick. So the Niners didn't think very much of Trey Lance. That's just what it is. They didn't think very much of him. They saw him in practice every single day, and they thought he was worth a 4th-round pick after giving up 2 or 3 number ones. I think it's 3. But after giving up that many number ones, to give him up for a 4th-round pick, you had no confidence. You had no faith in this guy. You had none. Considering you look at his college career, and it was stellar. It was absolutely just a beautiful thing to watch. My people, have a good night. I just want to throw that out there. Put some comments in the comment. Let me know how you feel about this, because I want to know, am I thinking the right way? Because I don't trust Trey Lance. I don't trust it. I'd rather have Dak Prescott. I would not. If we get rid of Dak Prescott, I think we're going to completely regret it. We're going to completely regret it. I mean, Dak has thrown for 29,000 yards in his career, 202 touchdowns, and 74 interceptions. What a rating. Listen to this now, people. A rating of 99. Not to mention that 67% completion percentage. I think that's an all-pro quarterback. That could be a Hall of Fame quarterback one day if he just gets us one. You just need one, Dak. You need one Super Bowl. Your numbers already tell the story. You're already in the Hall of Fame. All you got to do is get us one Super Bowl. At least get us to a Super Bowl with these numbers. Because at the end of the day, Dak Prescott, you will be a legend if you can win a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. And even if you win one Super Bowl, I would honestly say, and I hate to say this to jinx him, but I believe if Dak Prescott wins one Super Bowl with his numbers, I think he'll go down as the best Dallas Cowboy quarterback ever. If he stays a Cowboy for the duration of his career, I think he'll go down as the best ever. If he can just win one Super Bowl, just win one. Maybe one Super Bowl, one MVP, keep your numbers right where they're at, keep them stable. Because Dak has never really had a bad season. He's never had a bad season. They say last year was a bad season because he had the 17 interceptions, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that was a bad season. I don't. When Josh Allen does it, it's not a bad season. When Patrick Mahomes throws 10 interceptions or 12 or whatever he throws, it's not a bad season. But for some reason, only when Dak Prescott throws 17, 15, 16 interceptions, it's a bad season. Well, people, have a good night. I'm going to get up and think about the Cowboys some more. Hopefully, I won't do any more videos tonight. But I will have some for you tomorrow. We're going to go over those linebackers, those running backs. We're going to talk some more about people the Cowboys should draft, who they shouldn't draft. And keep me in mind, because Thursday I'll be online. I'll be live. I'll be talking Cowboys. I'll be downtown Detroit. Stay with me. Subscribe. Have a good night. We all love them Cowboys. Talk to you soon, people. Have a good night.